Okay. Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the poetic evening with Fatal Brains at another evening. Let's walk through and let's listen, read through the voices of poetry, and let's get started with a beautiful invocation and praise song by none other than our Shalini and ma'am. Shalini, Shalini ma'am, over to you.
Very greetings to all the esteemed poets and Prasanna, Roopali. Very good evening to you. And this invocation is to Lord Shiva, and I have a little translation. Maybe after this I could sing it. It's written by one of our greatest sages of India, Adi Shankaracharya. Who was like really Shiva incarnate and one of the greatest saints who walked on this earth here. Manobuddhyahankar chittaninam na cha shrotra jive na cha grana netri na cha vyoma bhumi na dejo na vayu chidanand rupa Shivoham, Shivoham, Chidanand Rupa, Shivoham, Shivoham. It says, neither am I the mind, nor intelligence or ego. Neither am I the organs of hearing, nor that of tasting, smelling, or seeing. Neither am I the sky, nor the earth, neither the fire, nor the air. I am Shiva, the supreme auspiciousness of the nature of consciousness, bliss. I am Shiva. The second verse says, Nacha prana sangya Navepan Javayu Nava Saptadhatu Nava Panchakosha Nava Panipadam Nachopast Payu Chidanand Rupa Shivoham Shivoham Chidanand Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. Neither am I the vital breath, nor the 5 vital air, nor am I the 7 ingredients of the body, nor the 5 sheets of the body. Neither am I the organ of speech, nor the organs for holding hand, movements, or excretion. I am ever pure, blissful consciousness. I am Shiva, the ever pure, blissful consciousness. Na me dvesha raga, na me lobha moha, madonaiva matsarya bhava, na dharmo, na chartho, na kamo, na moksha, chidanand rupa shivoham shivoham chidanand Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. Neither do I have hatred nor attachment, neither greed nor infatuation, neither do I have a passion nor feelings of envy and jealousy. I am not within the bounds of dharma, righteousness, artha, which is wealth, karma, which is desire, and moksha, as liberation, which is called the four purusharthas of life. I am Shiva, the supreme auspiciousness of the nature of consciousness, bliss. I am Shiva, the auspicious. Na punyam, na papam, na saukhyam, na dukkham, na mantro, na tirtham, na vedana yajna. Aham bhojanam neva bhojam na bhokta. Chidanand Rupa Shivoham Shivoham Chidanand Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. Neither am I bound by merits nor sins, neither by worldly joys nor by sorrow. Neither am I bound by sacred hymns nor by sacred places, neither by sacred scriptures nor by sacrifices. I am neither enjoyment or experience nor an object to be enjoyed, nor the enjoyer. I am Shiva, the supreme auspiciousness of the nature of consciousness, bliss. I am Shiva, the auspiciousness. Na mrityur na shanka, na me jati bheda, pita neva meva, mata na janma. Na bandhur na mitram, guru naiva shishya, chidanand rupa shivoham shivoham, chidanand rupa shivoham shivoham. Neither am I bound by death and its fear, nor by the rules of caste and its distinctions. Neither do I have father and mother, nor do I have birth, neither do I have relations nor friends, neither spiritual teacher nor disciple. I am Shiva, the supreme auspiciousness of the nature of bliss consciousness. I am Shiva. And the last verse. Aham nirvikalpo nirakara rupo vibhutvacha sarvatra sarvendriyanam nacha sangatam naiva muktir nameya Chidanand Rupa Shivoham Shivoham Chidanand Rupa Shivoham 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 Shivoham. I am without any variation and without any form. I am present everywhere as the underlying substratum of everything. And behind all these organs, neither do I get attached to anything nor get freed from anything. I am Shiva, the supreme auspiciousness of the nature of consciousness bliss. So this is the song, a Vedantic song of
My God, what a
Shiva.
great, great
Very
beginning,
beautiful.
ma'am. Shivoham, Bap re Bap. That's
Really, it is immortal as a song.
you explained it in the English too, so it requires no, everyone have already, grasped the meaning of the thing. It's such a beautiful crooning, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
I mean, no words. Okay, let's move on. Let me call upon our warrior. Yes, Gopal, veteran warrior. I mean, he's still a warrior. Yes, Gopal Purdhan sir. Let me call upon and bring your hands together and call upon Gopal Purdhan sir.
हाँ जी, प्रसन्ना साहब, मैं हाजिर हूँ और शालिनी मैडम का जो प्रारंभ हुआ है प्रार्थना से वो बहुत ही शुभ था और मैं आपको अपनी पोएम सुनाता हूँ। सबसे पहले सब respected poets, brothers and sisters, good evening to you. With deep anguish in my heart, I want to convey to the world that we do not need these deadly weapons. We need love, not the hatred. This poem is in Hindustani language. Hindustani language is the mix of Urdu and Hindu languages. ये इसलिए मैं हिंदी में बोलूंगा अभी। ये कविता लंबी बहर में लिखी गई है जिसमें बहुत मात्राएं होती हैं और इसमें बंदिश रखना बहुत मुश्किल होता है, लेकिन विचारों की स्वतंत्रता इतनी अच्छी होती है कि इंसान बिल्कुल अपना दिल खोल के सामने रख सकता है। मैं अर्ज करता हूँ, अपनी पोएम स्टार्ट करता हूँ। सबसे पहले कि क्षमा करना वैज्ञानिक भाइयों, मैं आपके सब आविष्कारों का पूरी तरह समर्थन नहीं करता हूं, क्योंकि मैं उनके भयानक बर्बाद कर डालने वाले परिणामों से डरता हूं। उसका मैं एग्जांपल देता हूं कि आपने एटम बम बनाया और कामयाबी पर खूब ऐतराए थे। ताकत की सीढ़ी पर चढ़ के आपने बहुत अभिमान के जुमले लगाए थे। फिर एक नन्हे से देश जापान पर आपने उसका प्रयोग कर डाला। धरती का सीना पाड़ के उसने इंसानों की लाशों को भर डाला। ये हुआ था जापान में। परंतु उसके बाद भी कई देशों में ऐसे प्रयोग होने लगे। ज्ञानी मानी मानव अपनी बर्बादी के बीज बोने लगे। घातक परमाणु बम बनाकर इंसान अजीब सी हंसी हंस रहा है, जैसे कोई विशाला सांप गुस्से में आकर अपने ही जिस्म को डस रहा है। यही नहीं, तरक्की पसंद इंसान उसके भी बहुत आगे जा रहा है। हूबहू अपने ही जैसा मशीनी इंसान, ड्रोन और रोबोट बना रहा। ये जानते हुए भी कि किसी भी वक्त उसका रोबोट उस पर ही कब्जा जमा सकता है, अपने सृजनहारा की इस जहान से पूरी हंसी मिटा सकता है। मैं तो भगवान को प्रार्थना करता हूँ कि हे ईश्वर, बर्बादी का यह खेल किसी तरह भी कभी सच्चा ना हो पाए, या खुदा तेरी कुदरत पूरी तरह कभी कहीं ना हो जाए। इसलिए सभी लेखकों, महान कवियों से मेरी गुजारिश है, जिंदगी हमेशा बनी रहे, हाथ जोड़कर ये सिफारिश है। हम सब मिलकर शांति की एक महान मुहिम चला पाए कुछ भी करें अपनी सुंदर धरती माँ को बचा पाएं। बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया, धन्यवाद।
बिल्कुल सर, इसी माध्यम से हम कुछ ऐसे कोशिश कर सकते हैं कि अब कुछ चेंज ला सकें, कुछ हमारी छोटी सी प्रयास जो आपके द्वारा। Thank you, sir. Thank you, Gopal sir. Thank you for coming and thanks for inspiring and motivating as always. Thanks you. And,
धन्यवाद धन्यवाद धन्यवाद।
Up next we have our Acharya ji, who is what do you call mainstay of our group. Yes, I can say he is such a motivational speaker and basically a kind of monk. I would say yes. Let me call upon Lantern carrier Manatita Hutchinson. All right, Mike is yours.
Thank you, my brother. Happy Mothering Sunday. Today is Mothering Sunday. British and a few countries, North America. And I want to remember my mother first, and then I'll do a second piece. The spirit of my mother. Today she wore no masks, just natural beauty, spinning from a heart of towering love. I washed her hair, those gray strands reminding me of the silvery moon, of endurance, fortitude, of the many years of struggle. Her eyes, the seat of the soul, spoke of an empress of great resilience, concern, and self-giving amidst almost impossible odds. The glazed stain of the cataracts was still there, memories of a dark wine called diabetes that attacked her brain. Her islet of Langerhans made her legs like dark clouds reeling from the ails of neuropathy. I washed her face, her sturdy hands and neck. They showed signs of a queen who was born to bear, to love, to pay a heavy price for loving. Her face was dignified, filled with the majesty of an empress who bore life's challenges without complaint. Yet the numerous invisible scars she carried were still there, her merits waiting to be read in paradise for unstoppable and speechless deeds of the one who gave so much, yet asked for so little. Her palm and fingers carried the marks of diligence, of sheer hard work, as did a bosom, shielding the immaculate and curvaceous mammary glands that served to offer all to her 7 wonderful children. There they lay, still dignified with age, stately as the stretch marks on her waistline, the glint of heaven which still shone in her eyes, her cheeks and glistening smile of constant laughter in the face of heavy and almost impossible odds. I offered her the soap and flannel. She still had the gift of being able to use her left hand, and though she did not speak, it was important to me to maintain her self-esteem, respect, and decorum as she washed the middle beneath the sheets. This was a woman who lived for us, like the cosmos to Mother Gaia, her golden tears like rain, nourishing our roots, her smile and service, a radiant sunrise, feeding our petals and blossoms with candescent delight. I washed the rest of her body, knowing that the spirit of her fire was with me, with us, that the dust of her life would linger long after she was gone, still paving our diamond paths for much brighter tomorrows. O light, my awakening light, you that adorn the core of my mother's soul with your magnificence, come. Je t'aime, yo te quiero, mi querida madre, nakupenda mama, me do wo papa. Ay! That's the first one.
Excellent, sir. Excellent.
And I'll do one to women and the Divine Mother. We're still in Women's History Month or something like that. Women yesterday, today, and tomorrow. I've done that one before. For eons, you have been a deathless symbol of selfless love, of sacrifice. Your bodies bear the cross of ancient times, of present injustices to your wombs. O women, your concerns, the ceaseless toil that mothers nurture, your overflowing fountain of endless love, intoxicating me with thrills of peace sublime and deep. You bear your struggles well, carrying the heavy weight of life designed for you by ignorance. Who can equal your forgiveness? Your sheltering heart, a haven for our afflictions, receiving all our thorns and giving roses blue, bearing silently the sorrows of ingratitude. Sita shone a light on how to thread the ideal of womanhood, walking into an ordeal of fire, a very life of innocence and purity, glorified by the breath of heaven. Damayanti encountered numerous challenges to prove unflinching love for her husband, Nala, a king. Today's focus covers so much of the outer opulence. In a world of competition, jealousy, and insecurity, you're pushed into the vanity of outer beauty and the need to please desires. One day you'll return to the courage of lionesses, of Savitri, who faced Yama, Lord of Death, with such intense devotion that he returned her husband safely. You will merge with hearts in a realm where lovers dwell, integral instruments of truth, knowing you have the lock to silence the many emotions of the lonely heart. You will extol the virtues of leadership like Mother Teresa, trust, loyalty, and devotion, of gratitude and one-pointed ideals like Mira, like Rabia, to a high and just cause of loving service to all beings, and intense faith in this beautiful dance of love's creation. Lantern Carrier, thank you.
Women, yesterday, today, and tomorrow it again. Yes, it's the month of women, and I see the checkle and silent checkle of Dr. Roopali ma'am. He's watching and listening to you, and the beginning, she's
Actually, you were shaking your head so much to my first poem. I couldn't stop smiling.
Thank you. Thank you, Landry. Thank you. Thanks for coming, and thanks for presenting, the theme of women. So up next, we have Jennifer, who is, ready to jump out to the next platform. So before that, let me call upon Jennifer and ask.
Prasanna, I'd like to share the screen since my
Yes, go ahead.
camera and my voice is giving problems.
Sure. Go ahead.
Okay, first, I'm doing 3 new poems. The first one, Born to Die. We all know we are born to die. We know not the way we shall go. He knew he was born to die on the cross, living daily with knowledge of the horrible way in which he would go. He dare not say no. From the Holy Father he was sent to die for our sins, to tell us to repent. Second poem, Bonfire. Startled by my heirs shouting to my eyes, open, 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 rise, run, hide. I scramble out of bed, body trembling, my bladder overfull with irritation, springing into action, frightfully peeing myself, seeing the red sky, my bedroom wall gone. I look around, not hearing my father, my mother, nor my siblings making a sound. I see only their lifeless bodies. Daddy, gone. Mommy, gone. Gone. Dead. All gone. I now war orphan. A new puppy they just bought for me. Gone too. I cry, I weep, I wail, I scream, I am all alone. Feeling the cold night air, seeing broken glasses, smashed furniture, miraculously lucky to be alive, thankful to live to tell the tale. Dear God, thanks for placing your protective wall around me. Melt the hardened hearts of man, so they'll never drop another bomb. Let us live in peace again. My last poem, written last week, it was inspired by a prompt from Lavin Bolato. Again, my chromosome body. My chromosome body tingles with information transmitted like a computer program. The outer shell appears female. My inner cells keep fighting with my brain, making me want to give up myself to become something, someone else. Thank you.
Wonderful, Jennifer. Yes. I don't know why we couldn't hear, but yes, we could see the, your presentation, how do you call screen scaring, and we could get through the lines. And yes, very emotive, very emotional. Love your readings. Thanks for making it tonight. Yes, thank you, Jennifer.
Could I say a few words, Prasanna?
Please go ahead.
May I say a few words?
Please.
I would connect this with Colonel Gopal Purdhani's poem, in which he specifically mentioned that the weapons of war, and experiments that are destroying the human life, and it's like a snake that is trying to bite its poison. And I find the Jennifer's poem on the bomb and she's graphically actually written what Gopal Purdhani was telling us about. So I think that peace. We have begun with peace. This story is about peace, and your book, The Songs of Peace, I think that should be distributed and bought, and we should read from those poems also, Prasanna. Do you have the book with you? You must show it to your friends. Yes, peace is very, very important. Thank you so much, Jennifer and Colonel Purdhani, for bringing forth this business about war.
Thank you,
Yes.
Dr. Pali.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're both connected, so beautifully
Yes.
connected.
Yes,
Thank
I
you.
realized that when I listened to him.
That is what happens, in this, I think maybe that's a wavelength that's going on. That is the thing. Anyways, but thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, the Roopali ma'am. Thank you, Gopal Purdhan sir, that, they inspire us with that inspiration and the continuation of that, the thread of, the peace and all. And now let me call upon our very, it is a long hair. He's such a rock star, I would say. But yes, he's a powerful, when it comes to rendition. Yeah, of course, such a beautiful with his expressions, and it's such a pleasure to watch him and to listen him. And it's no exaggeration, I would say. I take his name as Gustav Sallas. Yes.
Hello, everyone. Greetings to all my. Okay, this poem goes out to my mom, who died 4 years ago this month. This is The Widow's Son, the prologue. Must I still search for the one to heal the wounds of the widow's son? Or have I found her inside you, strong yet weak, for wounded too? Can our love help to heal, as love can when it's real? For I have died and been reborn, cast off the cloak, for it was worn. Still reeling we all are from 3 grave wounds, wandering lost in the desert's endless dunes, struggling against tyranny and superstition, the head wound of mind control through repetition, the death of thought, the road to perdition. The throat wound to silence our tongue has turned us to liars, everyone, slaves to a freedom in name only, lost in a crowd, perpetually lonely, dying by degrees for the courage to say what you think and feel, for it won't go away. The wounded heart's the real ass kicker, human feeling atrophied, there's nothing sicker. Narcissism, sociopathy crowd you to the borderline, living a lie, pretending everything's fine. I propose to heal all wounds of the human spirit. I write this now in hopes that you will hear it. A rebel warrior reclaiming freedom of thought, word, and conscience. Don't fear it. Tyranny thrives because we let it. Don't buy their lies. Please don't forget it. And this next piece is for Women's History Month. It comes from my beloved book by Emily Cordes, Armful of Poppies. It's on Red or Green Books, Marissa Prada's joint. Check it out. This is Arachnophobia. We've learned to mistrust spiders when once they were revered, sacred grandmothers uniting all creation, labyrinth weavers, wisdom keepers, threads suspended between worlds, now maligned, a pest to banish, venomous or ugly or mere nuisance, webs reduced to attic detritus or Halloween cliche. Legends say Arachne's crime was hubris, when she only spoke the truth, owned her talents and perception, divine indiscretion spun for all to see. But the mighty don't take kindly when their infallibility is shown to hang from flimsy, self-spun strings. In this world where gaslights make us moths, spiders and truth seekers receive the same strained welcome. Skills and insights brushed aside when they aren't killed outright, given shrunken looms as pittance, boxed away. But look closer in the morning light before the cobwebs clear and sunlight's searing rays dissolve the dew. These webs pose threats for prideful flies and fools, but hang with jewels for those who look within. Thank you.
Wow, Gustav, that's good stuff for you all, my dear friends. Road to Perdition, what a wonderful line and such a dedication, yeah. On women. Yes, get his book, it's available on Amazon and all, so grab his copies. Thank you, Gustav. Thanks for making it tonight to your morning, yes, but yes, thank you. Let me call up our next poet. I think we missed him, he's gone out. And let me get the other one. I've got the list. Yes, Ronnie from Ronnie? Yes, Ronnie, you are on deck. So kindly turn on your mic.
Hello, thanks for having me. I guess you called me, right? Kunar?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna read a poem called Shot Like a Diamond, Crystal and Pure. They are all around us, demons and necromancers, for they bring disease, black death, pain, and wanton wickedness. You can hear them in the toll of the bell. They carry steel, so true. The bloodletting has begun. Rotting flesh they devour, carried to prayers of wayward monks by the sea. To dream in bewilderment, desolate is the weaver of the dragon mist. The dogs of doom howl as the beast prowls, and the death rattle rolls across the razor blade. See it all in this strange vibe called Apocalypse Now, worshiping in some pagan nightmares. This is the end now, preludes to some god-awful place as they await for madness by an open door. How far will you go until you know the world is at the brink of insanity? For it is in strange times we exist, unsound mind, unsound heart, no method to the bits of reality. Only faces twisted in darkness, highlights that we live in twilight. Cigarette smoke without hope. Where lies the soul of the hollow man? Is he just a shade without color, clinging together in dried voices, suffering in wounds eternal and infernal, meaningless gestures of a festering logic? Are we not all superstar messiahs, waiting for our own wasted lives? So broken and ripped apart, words can only describe the horror and the faith that hides in the darkness inside ourselves. When the winds howl and the thunderheads roll, is there no mercy for sinners and saints sacrificed on the night? Thank you.
Wow, that's a splendid imagery. In fact, I would say it's a little bit of dark and gothic, I would say. But it's wonderful. That's really, I mean, beautiful uses of words and, those lines. Thank you, Rani. Tani, thank you for making it tonight. Thank you. And maybe in the morning for you, yes. Thank you, Rani. Now, let me call upon our great storyteller and healer of heart. He's none other than Ray Tucker.
Good morning, everybody. I have one about the war in Ukraine, and it's. I hope that it doesn't bug you too much, but I do mean to bug you a little bit. I think you'll like it, but it's called Fedora Manshmenko Boulevard. This once beautiful boulevard, it's tree-lined streets overlooking a park, lakes, swing sets for kids, paths for strollers, once an idyllic section of town where on one could take the dog and child on a pleasant walk, even in the winter. The Battle of Bakhmut rages in place of that. All of those peacetime activities gone, now replaced with snipers and artillery. And this boulevard is now the biggest site of conflict, constant shelling, Russian dead lying about. Those are just a few of the hundreds of losses somehow sustained by the orcs. There are those brave that still continue to put out the fires and remove debris, and those that bring food to city residents, the small amounts of just knowing they could not vacate. There is work to do. There is the work of repair, mending, adjustment. Those few residents, maybe 1/10 of the Bakhmut population before the battle that refused to leave, have the look of the besieged, the look of the desperate, no longer having the refreshing of electricity or running water. Fedora Manshmenko was a pretty lane once, trees once with green leaves. Now in winter, those few that remain, reaching skyward, naked branches reaching up, gesturing for help, missing the warm touch, missing really anything friendly. There in the salt mining town that made a great sparkling wine as well. No bullets of bombs made here, just a stand made by the evil within the Wagner group, opposed with the Foreign Legion Dudadev Battalion, repelling attacks by the 6th Battalion Special Ops Group, opposed by the 57th Motorized Group. So many forces. The fields of fire are constantly shifting, and their killing grounds is street by street property along this now boulevard of desolation. Holding on to the good winning over evil, being scared nonetheless that the orcs may swarm, too many Uruk-hai against too few Jaegers of them. As surely as the sun rises each day, legends surround a red sky in the morning. The fight for this town isn't around its wealth of wine and salt, like perchance of the days of old. The red skies at evening are not of the weather. This brutality continues as regular as the Black Sea tides. Those exchanges of offense and defense, street by street, building by building, automatic weapons expending rounds. The street walls are divoted with them. All the shop windows are shattered. The objective is the maintenance of the rare state, that honor and peace, the struggle toward ethics in daily life, and those hugs from your Nana after a skint knee, definitely for freedom and prosperity, definitely worth preserving. This is the avenue humans wake up to strive for. Thank you very much.
Wow, that's well, That's indeed a powerful expression. I would say. I mean, if you all you could all mute and you could react I mean anybody if you could like who would like to. Yes, ma'am. Roopali, ma'am. Any others? Shalini, ma'am. Laxman Rao, sir.
Yeah, I think it was such a graphic description of the changing scenario. From a neighborhood that was bustling and peaceful and peace-loving people and to the kind of in the manner in which everything changes. Even the sky is no longer the sky. It is a product of something else. So I think we can just it's not something localized. I mean, you may be talking about a particular town or a particular it's so universal, it's all over. And today I can see that poetry is very concerned, the poets really concerned with the devastation of war, of
Yeah.
ecology, and the craving in our heart for peace. And we have to do something, and if we poets are voicing it, we just have to do something. Although, many of us are aging and we've tried our best, but this is a voice for the people, a voice for change. Thank you so much. Your poem means a lot.
You're welcome. I think I have to agree with you that we poets need to be as much poets of vision as we are poets of witness, poets of agitation. That seems to be so vital to the way things are in our world. Thank you, Dr. Roopali. I'm sorry, I'm sorry I mispronounced. But thank you
What's
for
in
your
the
comment.
name? What's in the name? A rose smells the same and looks the same in any other name. Thank you so much. I really appreciate poetry that is concerned with the world around us. And, I could see in your poem, I particularly saw it was like a slow moving of how things change, It was from a sepia colored picture, Thank you so much. Beautiful poem.
Thank you.
Your poem was so beautiful. In fact, it just made me ponder and think about it, how a war changes everything in the sense, it can just absolutely transform a paradise into a virtual hellish existence. And this devastation that you speak about, it makes you tearful to see the tragedy that surrounds it, It's not only in this scenario, but it actually goes into the psyche of the people, who come out of such devastation. And I remember I saw a little video of the Ukraine war. It's a small child, two small children, and their faces, have that, such sorrow in them. They smile, but the smile is so full of pathos, and, it brings the fact home that, a war can be nothing but destruction, devastation. And I hope everybody sits up and ponders about the fact that what war can do to the entire human race, and strive towards a peaceful existence. And your poem was absolutely very poignant, beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shalini. Thank you very much. I must say that I could be writing about wars anywhere. This Bakhmut thing has gone on for so long, and the loss of life is in my face, and that's why I chose to write about it. But I could be writing about wars anywhere, and they need to be written about, in my opinion. But thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your lovely poem.
Thank you, Ray. Thank you, ma'am. Yes, we strive to achieve the peace. We said maybe this may not be achievable sometimes, but yes, we could strive for that, as you said. Yeah, Ray, we take care. And Roopali, ma'am, thank you for chiming in and reacting on this point. Let's move on. We have who is a lovely poet who loves to write. Prabhasastry ma'am. Amma, over to you. Please, mic, please. Like mic touch.
Good evening to everybody. Today I am reading about friendship. First I will read in Telugu, then I will read in English. Sneham. Sneham kavali. Snehame జీవితం. స్నేహమే ఊపిరి. స్నేహమే కష్ట సుఖాల తీరం. స్నేహం కన్నీళ్లకు తోడు. స్నేహం కన్నీళ్లకు తోడు. స్నేహమే ఆనందాలకు నాంది. స్నేహమే సమాజానికి అందం. స్నేహమే సమాజానికి అందం. స్నేహమే ఐకమత్యం ఆనందం. స్నేహానికి లేదు వయసు జాతి అంతరం. స్నేహమే దేశాభివృద్ధికి మూలం. స్నేహమే సూర్యచంద్రుల సాటి. స్నేహం అనేది ఆడ మగలకు ఓ శక్తి. స్నేహం అనేది ఆడ మగలకు ఒక శక్తి. స్నేహం ప్రాణి పక్షులకు సంబరం. స్నేహం అనుబంధాల భావాతీతం. స్నేహం అమృతం అతీతం. స్నేహం అమృతం అతీతం. స్నేహమే విశాలతత్వం వేదం. స్నేహమే కదరా సత్యమైన సౌభాగ్యం. స్నేహమే పుట్టక నుంచి మరణం వరకు శాశ్వతం. స్నేహమే పుట్టక నుంచి మరణం వరకు శాశ్వతం. Thank you to everybody. Now I am reading that poem in English. Friendship. Need friendship. Friendship is life. Friendship is breath. Friendship is the shore of hardship and pleasures. Friendship is a shoulder to cry on. Friendship is the beginning of happiness. Friendship is the beauty of society. Friendship is unity and bliss. Friendship has no age or caste. Friendship has no binder for joy. Friendship is the core of national development. Friendship is the sun and moon of life. Friendship is gender neutral. Friendship lives among all creatures. Friendship is beyond emotional attachment. Friendship is the holy script for people. Isn't friendship is the real luxury? Friendship is eternal. Friendship is eternal. Namaste to everybody. Thank you to giving me this opportunity. Prasanna, thank you very much.
Friendship is ambrosia of life. That is what Suvarna ma'am said. And that's right, but yeah, wonderful in a single line she put it, and that was something so beautiful. But yes, I would like to go to my mentor and ask her to react on your poem and read her poem as well.
Okay.
Roopali ma'am.
Good evening, everybody. I'm going to read Prabhasastri's poem. She talks about friendship. So we've become friends thanks to Prasanna. And she had given me this poem of hers to read, and I think I'll do that. It's called Mother by Prabhasastry.
Yes.
So
yes.
she's there, right there. How can I forget you? The word Amma is always floats on my tongue. The word comes involuntarily in trouble. So sweet in those two letters. You brought me up with your strength, intelligence, grace, blood and flesh, and made me literate. You gave me birth and made me see the beauty of the world. You dedicated your hunger and labor with the view that your son would never ask anybody's help. How can I forget you, Amma? You live in all my veins, and my breath and my liking are you. I will sleep in your warm lap singing lullaby and sleep forgetting all worries. I made a mistake that I should have pleaded like Sati Savitri with Yama Dharmaraju. Then you would have been with me, Amma. Thank you so much. This is Prabha's poem. Prasanna, can I read mine later? I think
Yes,
you can
please.
go ahead.
Yes,
Okay,
please,
thank you so much.
You would be reading the letter. Oh, sorry. Yeah, thank you. Okay, man. Thank you for reading out the Prabhasastry was, translation on Amma and Mother Prabha Amma. Maybe you're awesome.
Very happy.
Yes.
Very
Uh,
happy.
Laxman
Very.
Rao sir wants to say something. Yeah.
Well, there's nothing much to say, sir. Like she has given Amma the mother narration of mother in a poetic form. That's beautiful. And that's a beautiful feeling to convey. The mother is. It's all.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank you,
very
sir.
much.
Thank you, Roopali ma'am. Thank you, Laxman sir. Thank you, Prabha. Yes, that was very much so splendid and touching. Yes. Okay, let me call upon our very own Alma. She's always there for us, a consistent feeder to our group. Yes, Dr. Dr. Sudipta Mishra. Sudipta Mishra.
Yes, sir.
Please go
Good
ahead.
evening. May I be audible?
Yes, perfect.
Okay. The title of my poem is In Your Memory. Actually, 5 years back, I have written this poem in the memory of my lost aunt. Let me read it. People die, but in their traces, often they live, our memories with them. The days spent with some laughter, mingled with their yells, fused with their screams. In the formless world of forms, we often vainly seek their presence. In the murmurs, in their scents, so lost, so faded, into the cosmic world of trance. But do we unearth their presence? No, no, big no. Life is indispensable. Death is the biggest illusory. Still, death is also certain. But our fragile heart fails to admit it. It always chases its loved ones. Yet, they depart us with a huge vacuum, leaving out from the deep passion in which we try to clutch them towards an infinite end. But at the verge of life, we have to accept one ultimate truth, that is cessation, silence, calmness, perpetual bliss, resignation, declination, and our memories lay deeply buried with the exit of their earthly bodies. Within the deepest pit of anguish, we deposit all our emotions inside. Often in the darkest hour of nights, we release them with grieving for the departed souls, for our ever arguing spirits, too adverse to accept the reality. Yet we have to accept the decorum. Soul transmits from one core to another by leaving behind their incredible essence. It's over.
Indelible impression. That's what they sometimes.
You are not visible, sir. Is there any issue?
Departed souls lives on her heart, and we cannot forget. Yes, the moments they leave for us. It's really touching tribute that you delivered, ma'am. Thank you. Thanks for that. That is a line which I couldn't hear properly. That is. Could you repeat it? That is.
From which paragraph? Last paragraph?
Yeah, it's the beginning, ma'am. I think that is your single line. That is. You got it. Is in the beginning.
From the beginning?
Yeah, it's there. I mean, maybe a 4th or 5th line or something is there. In the, that is something like Eric said. That is, I think why I missed that word, and so I think that is. Okay, no problem.
Actually, it is a long poem, no? It is a long poem. Of 30, more than 35 lines, I think.
Yeah, sure. Okay, no problem. You can put it in the chat. Anyway,
I will copy it and I will share it. Okay.
Okay, let's move on to our next poet.
Hello, Prasanna. Sorry, my network was very slow and I missed your calls. शायद आपने मेरा नाम ले लिया है क्या? पारमिता बोल रही हूँ.
नहीं ma'am, it's there in the list, so don't worry. I'll be calling you.
Thank you. Thank
you. Yes, moving on to our next poet, who is who is all across all platforms on Facebook, and he's making waves. Means with his poetic in meters and scales or whatever it is in literary terms. But yes, her name is P. Suvarna. Let me call upon her. Yes.
Namaste,
Suvarna.
sir. Namaste and good evening, Prasanna, sir, and all the great galaxy of poets. Today, I would like to read a poem on women. Emotional life story of women from in all the phases, from a girl child to the last phase of woman becoming a mother. Before going to the poem, I would like to sing one line Telugu song, which is very famous in Telugu movie. Amma avani nela talli ani ఎన్నిసార్లు పిలిచిన తనివి తీరదెందుకని అమ్మా అవని నేల తల్లి అని ఎన్నిసార్లు పిలిచిన తనివి తీరదెందుకని అమ్మా అవని. So the poem goes like this. Woman I am. The title of the poem is Woman I am. Woman I am, born to bear. Woman I am, born to bear, none to hear. Woman I am, born to bear, none to hear. Newborn baby I am, searching for breath in the bushes. Newborn baby I am, searching for breath in the bushes. Forsaken daughter I am, combat pain to gain. Forsaken daughter I am, combat pain to gain. Girl child I am, pray to protect. Girl child I am, pray to protect. Female I am, dare to face gender bias in the patriarchal society. Female I am, dare to face gender bias in the patriarchal society. Girl I am, struggle to live secure. Girl I am, struggle to live secure. Girl student I am, strive for education to educate. Girl student I am, strive for education to educate. Virgin I am, tolerates vulnerable exploits. Virgin I am, tolerates vulnerable exploits. Youngster I am, fight eventually for sacred rights. Youngster I am, fight eventually for sacred rights. Lady I am, wander in wilderness to find hearty solace. Lady I am, wander in wilderness to find hearty solace. Responsible wife I am, smile to accept oppressions. Responsible wife I am, smile to accept oppressions. Endearing mother I am, submit to selfless sacrifices. Endearing mother I am, submit to selfless sacrifices. Woman I am, strive for existence. Woman I am, strive for existence. Woman I am, heights raising volcanoes in the deepest heart, depth of my heart. Woman I am, heights raising volcanoes in the depth of heart, hold to bear stream of tears in the valley of ice. Hold to bear stream of tears in the valley of ice with showers of smiles to share peace. Hold to bear stream of tears in the valley of ice with showers of smiles to share peace. That is the story of women. Thank you, sir. Thank you all for listening my poem. Thank you, sir, for giving me this great opportunity.
Woman, you are, and you summed up within your beautiful lines. Roopali ma'am wanted to say something. Yes, Roopali ma'am, over to you.
I'm waiting for
yes, of course, she has taken us step by step through the life of a woman. And thank you so much because, but one thing always interests me, and that is, sorry I'm bringing it up here, but woman as mother is revered, and even as daughter, loved. But I don't know what happens to the wife. Woman as wife is a different category altogether. So maybe our poets can look at that also and see what is the reason that when it comes, most of the violence that happens, domestic violence and so on, we should also address that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
So he's a mic to express always. So we got next we have our love poet from Bangladesh. And let me call upon Jahangir Alam Rustam, who is there with his 2 poems for us. Yes, all a romantic poet, call himself Dr. Jahangir Alam Rustam.
Greetings from Bangladesh. Thank you, Prasanna, to give me a way to meet the world famous poet and poetess. My first poem, I am reciting from the book Charms of Love. This one. And the title of the poem, Shadow of Dusk. Shadow of dusk. The drowsy sun sleeps at the earth's breast and invites the shadow of dusk to arise. Adoring mind lost away in passion, salute the evening hour as a surprise. Bees float in the open space and play in the tousled weather. Flying birds feel the charm and enjoy the fresh and cool air. At the time in the gloomy sky, one by one, the glittering stars rise, enlightening the entire earth, though they are little in size. Amazing fireflies arrange dance, and they are drunk and intoxicated to glow amid the dark earth. Can they be celebrated? To invite the shadow of dusk, insects often play and sigh. Burrowing animals come out to celebrate the charming time. An enthusiastic mind often gazes at the blooming evening star. Lovers lost themselves as ever passionate they are. At times the shadow of dusk to invite the gleaming moon to rise. The moon scatters its glow rays, and excited man was found in surprise. Ever the shadow of dusk comes as the music of the night of blessing. Does the shadow enjoy ever the enthusiastic human being? And second piece from another book, Dream of Love. The name of the poem, The Heavenly Gift. The exclusive reed for you I am gifted from heaven before my birth, when I was an honorary citizen. The wreath is made from loves and rolling tears. The wreath bears the memory of hundreds of thousand years. The shimmering moon comes to see, the rising sun salutes the heavenly wreath. Birds and beasts blinked their eyes to see, as it was a thing of heaven and myth. To gain the glittering view of the multicolored wreath, some fairies come to see on earth, as it is the only legend of myth. The intoxicated insects and birds and dance to have a glance. Angels are guarding, as it is a lone thing of existence. Though the wreath is made of music and tear, identity of legend and myth, of earth and heaven those bear. Though you stay far away from me, you are my only thinking. After getting the next birth, I will get you either a spouse or a sweetheart or a darling. Thank you.
Beautiful, sir. Beautiful as always. You try to give out a beautiful poems through your way, by words and beautiful, imagery. Please grab his books that is available on Amazon, my dear friends. People, get your hands on. Okay, thanks for coming, Dr. Jahangir. Thank you. Thanks for making it tonight. Let me welcome our longtime friend who is making after a long gap. She's from Croatia. Yes, she will be reading in Croatian language and maybe if she could in English as well. With Sircar. Please turn on your mic.
Sorry. Hello. Is
Hello.
to for me?
Yes,
Yes.
after a long
Yeah.
gap, go ahead.
Good
It's
day
such an honor to
to
have you.
yeah. Good day to the great you all. To the sorry, ich sorry if my modest language. In
You
great
can read in
you
your
all.
mother tongue. You can read in your mother tongue.
Yeah. My song is to the name Biserka Plemenita Vukovic, the Croatia. My song to the name to your my friends, to the na Croatia. Tebi, prijatelju. Dojmovi i puni sjećanja, trenuci vrijedni pamćenja. Pokloni u pisanom i slikovnom obliku ostavljaju duboki trag na mom licu i duši. Hvala Bogu i tebi, dragi prijatelju, što postojiš i ostavljaš dojam čovjeka. Imaš dušu razigranog djeteta, srce posuto biserima i tragom sunca, te toplinom i ljubavlju sjajiš koju nesebično dijeliš oko sebe. Kojom si napunio moje srce ljubavlju, dotaknuo moju dušu, najdivnijim osjećajima, tim trenucima vrijednim pamćenja. Thanks God and you, my dear friends. Thanks you exit and love the impression of a man. Thank you.
Wow. Zerka, in your mother tongue, you presented it so well and we enjoyed it. The beauty of the language is such that, we imbibe in that, even though we do not grasp those lines, but yes, the emotional, display or, the content, and that will be even out. And thanks for the translation as well, in English translation. Thank you, Biserka. Thank you. Tanya couldn't make it today. She's down with her issues.
Thank
But
you
yes.
for our. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. And please do come next week, every week, okay, right? It's your platform, okay? And now let me call upon our very own, once again, Dr. Roopali ma'am.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah. So, this is I know I normally write poems that are different, but this is a very personal poem. You see, some years ago, maybe 20 years ago, I boarded this bus, from Jaipur to Delhi. And there was this lady sitting next to me who didn't speak to me at all till we came to the midway, where there was a restaurant and cafes and stuff like that. So we got down, and when we were buying our coffee, she said hello to me. And then when we reboarded the bus, she told me her story. She was a doctor, and her children, she had twins, who died in a road accident on their birthday. And her husband was in South Africa, he was working there, and she didn't inform him for 1 year that they had lost these children. It was and she developed a kind of friendship with me. But I have a very strange experience which I wrote down because it's a very painful one, but I don't know why today I do want to read this to you. It's called I Lost Her Name. And this poem is the truth of that. I lost her name. I lost her name somewhere from where I can't get there. Her name I have lost, but not memories of her. Can you tell me her name? I met her in a rusty, dusty bus on the highway from somewhere to nowhere. We had sat silent and sulky quite unknowingly, and then at a roadside cafe we spoke. Later, as evening fell, she told me a story. She told me her teen twins died on their birthday in a car crash. All she had hugged was a handful of ash. A long grief-filled year passed before she let her husband know. She was afraid he too would die, all alone in a foreign land. Do you think that's why I lost her name? Never ever to find it again. I remember her story, but can't remember her name. Each winter, I hugged the maroon velvet abaya she brought for me from faraway Libya. You see, she remembered my name and had found me. Somewhere else away from bleeding memories, she felt free, she said. She was happy there. She helped women give birth in her care. She was a doctor, she was a gynecologist. Sometimes when they were twins, she blessed them from her heart. If you remember her name, tell me, even if the night is dark and the moon has hidden its face. Some nights sleep eludes me. You, she had said, holding my hand to her heart, are my only friend. I don't remember her name, only that dusty, rusty bus which goes from somewhere to nowhere. Thank you. And this is actually in memory of her because I truly don't remember her name. I just cannot.
But you always rendered me speechless, man. The way you always bring out these anecdotes and the true events that happen, with you actually. That's you witnessed and you physically. That's really. What would I say? If anybody would like to react, it could go on, man, because I'm poor at reacting because I was going back and forth of doing. Maybe Shalini ma'am with the bill.
It's such a very touching poem because you start thinking about actually the journey, that little journey of yours and the experience which you gleaned. And amazing is never a coincidence meeting somebody. And I think it's but natural. I think your nature is such, I think that, you somehow or the other, what should I say? You get close to her and, something within, you try to share and things like that. And I think this is the most beautiful poem again. And, like these are experiences which are so touching and they make such an impact on you. And her pain, and then how she deals with her pain by helping other women, being a gynecologist, and maybe, that rebirthing goes on all the time in the way that she, by giving birth, sort of, by helping other people, bring their children into the world. It's just
Thank you so much, Shalini.
It's beautiful, Roopali. It just, one is always kind of getting into the thing of being tearful, as to what women go through and why we go through and how we lean on someone's shoulders and unburden. It's a gift that you have.
That was fabulous, ma'am. That was fabulous. Ma'am, I would like to say something like here. It's the pain that connects to the people. If Ronnie sir wants to say something.
Yeah, so that was deeply moving.
Please carry on.
I never have too much stuff that grab me, but that moved me pretty good.
Yeah. So that was a beautiful poem, ma'am. Like how you get affected with other people's pain, and how you own it, and how you react to it internally as a poet, and how what's the impact that has been left in your mind without our name. So that was beautiful, and that storyline.
Thank you so much.
Over like the way you brought it, that prelude, the before you could recite the entire poem, you gave a short tip or a cue on your poem. That was wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Sujatha ma'am wants to say. Sujatha.
Yeah. Yes, I would also like to say, or I am agree with Brother Kumar Prasanna that Roopali ma'am always composes the true events, that is the surrounding people or surrounding. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. Here also, the title that she lost her name, that is her true newly friend, but the happenings that happened with her, she could never forget that person and the memory too. So overall, and in a word, I could say that it was really a beautiful, touching poem, and this memory will never be faded by the poetess herself. So once again, it was really an emotional and a practical poem. Thank you very much, dear ma'am, for sharing such.
Thank you, Sujatha. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Maybe that's why you got a close affinity, even though I haven't, no, ma'am, but I have somehow, it was a spiritual connection with Roopali ma'am, Shalini ma'am. That's how it happened. And maybe that is the thing, I have no words simply to put.
Yes, it happened. It happened. Is clearly depicted, and what is given is a true picture of what has already happened. And we have no words, no further words, Roopali ma'am. Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
That was the humanness that came out, That
I had planned. I had thought of reading another poem, but something was telling me, no, I just have to put this across. I don't know what it was. Maybe she was telling me, say something about me.
It's a call of intuition or something like that, the soul that is, that kind. Maybe this moment sometimes happens, that's the kind of,
And
Anyways.
that's a great sign of a true human being too.
That is it, man. Truly, that is a kind of humanness that comes out, really remarkable. Okay, thank you, man. Thank you all out here for your review. I mean, it's feedback and all for, this is something, this is very much needed. Let's move on to our next poet, who is equally, wonderful. I mean, what do you call, she's always responds to and reacts to the circumstances and social, what's happening around, and always keen on writing poems and poems response. And her name is Dr. Gangalaxmi Patnaik. So, ma'am, mic is yours.
Good evening, everyone. It's a great pleasure to receive invitation from founder admin Prasanna ji to attend the live recital video program. I would like to recite a poem on first splash of pre-monsoon shower. Before recitation, I will present the background of this shower. Temperature rises due to the movement of the sun in summer these days, and it's called local heating. This causes the rising of air, thunderstorms, pre-monsoon rainfall. This brings short-term relief from heat. Towards the close of summer, the shower is very common. Now my poem, entitled First Splash of Pre-Monsoon Shower, runs like this. Sudden spell of rains sets me silence. Listen echoes of pre-monsoon showers. Sudden spell of rains shreds me silence. Listen echoes of pre-monsoon showers. Help early ripening of mangoes. Prevent flower buds to fall off, hence mango showers. Help early ripening of mangoes. Prevent flower buds to fall off, hence mango showers. Summer showers in coffee growing regions, scratching nails over flowers to blossom, hence blossom showers, tea shower. Summer showers in coffee growing regions, scratching nails over flowers to blossom, hence blossom shower, tea shower, is also called Kal Vaishakhi, thunderstorms. High speed wind carries heavy rain thunder, is also called Kal Vaishakhi, thunderstorms. High speed wind carries heavy rain thunder. Kal Vaishakhi is March rain, very severe in nature, correlates hailstones, wind squally. Kal Vaishakhi is March rain, very severe in nature, correlates hailstones, wind squally, making feel music of rain, fills lovers' hearts to be united in one entity. Making feel music of rain, fills lovers' hearts to be united in one entity. Monsoon clouds coming, wind brings an eerie feeling, associates with a higher negative effect. Monsoon clouds coming, wind brings an eerie feeling, associates with a higher negative effect. Moving air, as in hurricane or tornado or violent surrounding, describes its effect. Moving air, as in hurricane or tornado or violent surrounding, describes its effect. Downpour summer brings relief. I listened raindrops falling onto earth. Downpour summer brings relief. I listened raindrops falling onto earth, onto leaves of thirsty leaves, fleshed by bright wings of glowworms to get warmth, onto leaves of thirsty leaves, fleshed by bright wings of glowworms to get warmth. Standing alone beneath the noiseless roof of the March flowers, as I watch rains, standing alone beneath the noiseless roof of the March flowers, as I watch rains, in metropolitan city Bangalore, where I live now, sharing my dreams with others. In metropolitan city Bangalore, where I live now, sharing my dreams with others. I wish if I could break grill, glass, leap into amazing lap of rains. I wish if I could break grill, glass, leap into amazing lap of rains and float like a paper boat in the shower to treasure its miracles, and float like a paper boat in the shower to treasure its miracles. Now recitation is over. I thank you for all your time on this. Thank you, Prasanna ji. You are amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. It's such a nice description of,
Pre-monsoon rain that we got yesterday and today also.
Everywhere across. Anyways, thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
A new mood has come.
In Bangalore, we have this summer rains, Prasanna ji.
Gigi, let's drench on. Okay.
So in Bangalore, we have these summer showers. So I think like Gangalaxmi has brought in all those summer showers, and it's a description very beautiful, man. Is it
Thank
not?
you. Thank you, sir.
And honors. Okay,
Bangalore,
let's go
Bangalore,
on.
it has a magical environment. It's unpredictable, like especially when it comes to rain. It starts in the summer itself, mid of summer somewhere, and it goes on till winter, raining full season. Yeah, that's
Maybe
why like
maybe that's why it is called as Silicon Valley.
very much connected to Bangalore today.
Exactly.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Gangalaxmi ma'am. Thank you, Laxman Rao, sir. Let me call upon our next poet, who is equally, a wonderful poet, and she penned 5,000 poems, remarkable, and she has two wonderful books, and you could get her books on Amazon. Her name is Gargi Saha. Please go ahead, ma'am.
Is it me, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Am I audible?
Perfect, ma'am. Perfect.
Okay. Greetings to all. Good evening. Thank you, Prasanna sir, for inviting me in this galaxy of poets from all over the world.
Ma'am, your audio gone. Ma'am, your audio gone, please.
Sir, I'm there, sir, I'm there.
Yeah,
I'll
please
start
go ahead.
again. I'll start again, sir. It is the doll's house. Dolls standing in a row, some short, some tall, some fair, some wheatish, some cute, some serious, some single, some married. Dolls from Asia, Africa, Europe, resembling multifarious features, traveling in a timeless taxi, mesmerizing memories of rise and fall, victory and defeat, riches and poverty, pride and humility, determination and feebleness, bravery and timidness. So beautifully they depict the changing behavior of man from a tiny tot, adolescence, youth, man, ailments, and gradually embracing death. Every time his behavior adapts to nature and circumstances, all differently same, infinite behavioral patterns in the histories of mankind. Oh, dolls, you are the dreams of a girl. You enchant her since her childhood. She emulates her life with you. So much affiliation, affection, adoration remains in a girl's dollhouse. Thank you.
Beautiful, ma'am. Beautiful.
What was the last line, ma'am? What was the last line?
So much affection, adoration remains in a doll's house.
The girl's doll's house.
In a girl's doll's house.
That was nice. At times we just miss the pronunciation, and like we will not be able to connect to the exact wordings and the verse. That's what I mean. That was a beautiful poem.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Kumar sir, you have gone silent. Hello. It's like anybody out there.
I'm still here.
Sorry, I'm gonna every time it's happening. I'm sorry for that. But yes, Gargi Saha, as I was saying, she's a metaphysical and philosophical poet as well. I got your line, ma'am. So wonderful description as well. Thank you for coming and thanks for presenting. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Laxman Rao, sir. And yes, now let me call upon our spoken word artist who is very much, she is very active on social, all the, what I call open mics. Her name is Franchesa. Franchesa. Hi.
You said Franchesa. Franchesa. A lot of people get their mouth full when they say my name, especially the last name. Anyway, Well, I was listening to a lot of people talk about their mothers, and yes, we all have a mother, like I said last week. I'm going to talk about my mother and just talk about it. My mother, she taught me many things. She taught me that she needed a mother, even though she had one. She was treated by her mother like a doll, like we talked about earlier in the other poem that the other person had just read. That made her act a little bit differently to raising a daughter, because she was worried about treating me like a doll, even though I looked more like a doll than she did. She also taught me that she was proud to speak French, even though she spoke it in a Southern dialect. So to my mom, who tried to teach me French in a Southern dialect, I will sing a song that she taught me when I was little. Vera Jacques, dormez-vous, dormez-vous, Simon Matina, da da da, da da da. And if other people don't know that song, they probably do. Are you sleeping, Brother John? But anyway, it's a simple thing. But learning from mothers, we've got to take that inside of us. Sometimes our mothers are around, sometimes our mother's not around. Sometimes I have to be there for other people like a mother, even though there's not a lot of children around. I appreciate being a teacher as well, and having people in my life that I can help and teach how to also form poetry, and also look up their DNA and have some kind of thought process about where they might have came from, even if they can't figure it out. So I'm going to post on the page some DNA that I figured out because I did the 23andMe, and it was a link that I found through poetry. So I'm just very proud and excited for that. I do have a lot of poetry out there, and behind me also I do art. So that is Tinkerbell from the Disney thing called Peter Pan. And as you know, Wendy was a mother in Tinkerbell. So she had a lot of lost boys, and all those lost boys came to Wendy, but Tinkerbell was the one who provided the magic. And I feel more like, a lot of people treat me like a Wendy, but I feel more like a Tinkerbell because I like to dress up and provide magic for people. So I'm kind of a mixture of the both. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate every time I get to come here and speak and sing and listen. I'm Franchesa Kirkpatrick from Nashville, Tennessee, and I will be over in Europe next month, France and England. So thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Franchesa. We love to have you always, and please do come. Yeah, you always try to give out a wonderful, so thank you. Thanks for Franchesa. Roopali ma'am would like anything you would like to react on, friend.
Yeah, I was very interested today. A lot of people are talking about their mothers.
Well, yeah.
It's interesting. And also, I think I'm deeply moved by, I must share this, moved by the fact that, we all come from so many parts of the world, and, we were always thinking, oh, I don't know what they do, and, cultural differences, but you realize that we all think and feel the same. We belong to the human race, and, poetry has brought us together. And thank you, Prasanna, for that, because you've created this community. So thank you so much.
Without you all, it doesn't, there is no platform, nothing like that, ma'am. So it's all yours. So
it's a very difficult task what you're doing. Yeah.
Let me thank you, Franchesa. Thank you,
Gives a
Roopali ma'am.
modest
Let me
touch
call
to
upon.
himself.
Sorry, sir.
You're just giving a modest touch to yourself, sir. You're being humble and
I
polite.
don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
Not being.
But,
You can't be humble.
but the jokes apart, anyway, that's our smiling poet is, indicating, he's, showing a finger to, to call him up. He's to attend a prayer. But yes, Isaac Cohen is his name, and he always smiles. Isaac.
Thank you, Kumar, and thank you, Dr. Roopali. Today is the day memory of my mother, and the poem is dedicated to my mother, Madal Cohen, blessed memory. As a Cohen, mother, you gave me nectar of culture. You educated me by God did for the community. You taught me to read and get educated for running away from evil. The demons are around me, but with the culture, I won them over. Mommy, from even you save my soul. I promise you I will continue to look at society with cultured eyes. We shall win. Thank you, Kumar, and thank you, all my friends in the world. Thank you.
And again, a poem on mother, a tribute its holy mother. And really, it is this Mother Day, maybe this Mother Sunday, or what is said as like,
Yeah, it's
like
turning out to be a Mother's Day.
Yeah,
Mother's Day something like. That's nice. Like every day is a Mother's Day, like your Women's Day. That's nice. Like somewhere down the line, we caught up with the theme. Yeah.
Correct. Thank you, Isaac. Thank you,
Thank you,
Laxman
Kumar.
Rao.
Thank you.
Now let me go to our teacher who is from Philippines, and he is so active, in delivering lectures and writing for lengthy poems. Her name is Mildred Par.
Yes, I'm so excited to be here, and thank you for receiving me now. It's 11:14 here, and thank you again. So I'll be going to my poem. We are talking about mother. Mine is all about somebody else. My other man. So my title is My Other Man. My dear, don't get jealous. You know my love for you is so immense. But I found a greater man. He is far more loving and so demanding. I can't deny him, as he used to be a man in my past and is now returning. Our love is boundless, unconditional, though at times it may be too consuming. I first knew him in his prime, handsome, generous, and true, 'cause he spends for the family. That's true. And he made sure we'll be okay too. Now he returns. I hardly knew him. Lost was his freshness of youth. Hardly can he utter my name. Though love is still there, just the same. Don't feel ill, my love. I'm still true to you. But he needs me now more than you do. We have so many chances for our love, but ours, me and him, is like grains of drifting sands. Oh, how can I not love him so much? He gave me the only life I got, 'cause he is my aging, oblivious father who needs my time, my love, no other. My love, please love him magnanimously too. I appeal to you, if you love me true, bless my other man in his remaining days. I'll be more grateful in your loving ways. So that was about my father. He is with me now, and I'm getting a chance to take care of him. And it's not so nice looking him so feeble when he used to be like Superman. So there, that's my other man. Thanks for listening to me.
So excellent, man. A poem with a different touch. You know, I would say, ma'am.
Everybody brings in their mother. Here, Mildred Par comes with
Shalini ma'am, would you like to go ahead?
father.
And yes, yes, ma'am. Please, please. Sir, Laxman Rao.
Okay,
please.
you want me to say something? It's okay. Like everybody was bringing their mother, like Mildred Par brought in her father. Okay, and it turns out to be the basic emotions of a person. Like if it's a girl, she brings her father, and if it's a guy, he brings out her mother. Mother is a universal feeling, but on the contrast, bringing the father's feeling onto the fore, that's the basic emotion and basic feeling altogether. But still, to bring out a father, that's a different thing altogether. We don't try to describe a father very much. Even the poets, they don't describe very much. But very few people, they try to bring in that. Thanks a lot, Mildred Par, for bringing your father. So that was very touchy, and I could sense your feelings and your emotional attachment to your father, and that was great. Thanks a lot.
Thank
a
you
great work.
very much.
Shalini ma'am, would you like to react?
This evening somehow has been an evening of memories and beautiful tributes to mother. And I really didn't have in my agenda to read this poem today, but somehow or the other, her memories come flooding by. And this is just a poem. She was actually a very well-known writer too, and she used to write in Hindi novels and poetry collections and whatnot. So her thoughts just came, and I think I've been just sitting and remembering her the whole evening. So since she always wrote in Hindi, there's an attempt. It's my very, very humble tribute to her. So it's तुम्हारी यादें, सर्दियों की चांदनी गुमसुम सी मेरी खिड़की में अक्सर झांका करती. सर्दियों की चांदनी गुमसुम सी मेरी खिड़की में अक्सर झांका करती. पेड़ों की सूखी टहनियों के बीच आज भी हवा गुनगुनाती, चंदन का सुगंध बिखेरती. पेड़ों की सूखी टहनियों के बीच आज भी हवा गुनगुनाती, चंदन का सुगंध बिखेरती. एक जानी पहचानी मंद सी खुशबू, एक जानी पहचानी मंद सी खुशबू. माँ, आपकी उपस्थिति का एक अनमोल लम्हा. माँ, आपकी उपस्थिति का एक अनमोल लम्हा. रात की मुकम्मल खामोशी और आपकी यादें. रात की मुकम्मल खामोशी और आपकी यादें. माँ, तुम तो रोम रोम में समाई हो. तुम थी तो हम हैं. माँ, तुम तो रोम रोम में समाई हो. तुम थी तो हम हैं. कितनी दुर्बल हो गई थी तुम, पेड़ों की इन टहनियों सी तुम्हारी बाहें. कितनी दुर्बल हो गई थी तुम. दिस वाज इन द लास्ट डेज. पेड़ों की इन टहनियों सी तुम्हारी बाहें. मैं घंटों उन्हें सहलाती, एक अजीब सा सुकून मिलता. मैं घंटों उन्हें सहलाती, एक अजीब सा सुकून मिलता. धीरे धीरे मैं तुम में डूब जाती. तुम हौले से फुसफुसाती, आसानी से जल जाएंगी सूखी लकड़ियों की तरह. आसानी से जल जाएंगी सूखी लकड़ियों की तरह. मेरी आंखें भरने लगती, मैं खींच उठती. तुम्हारी वो उदास सी मुस्कुराहट कैसे भूलूं. चांद सुनता था चुपचाप निर्विकार हमारी बातें, अनगिनत किस्से. बेहद दिलकश थी तुम्हारी कहानियां, तुम्हारी किस्सों का अंतहीन खजाना. बेहद दिलकश थी तुम्हारी कहानियां, तुम्हारी किस्सों का अंतहीन खजाना और मेरा कौतूहल भरा बालपन। हैरान सी मंत्र मुग्ध सुनती, तुम एक कुशल जादूगरनी थी। अब भी तुम्हारे किस्से अंतर्मन में गूंजती हैं। अब भी तुम्हारी किस्से अंतर्मन में गूंजती हैं। यादें मुझे आहिस्ते से गले लगा लेती, तुम्हारे और करीब वापस ले आती, उसी न बुझने वाले प्यास के साथ। तुम्हारा खाली कमरा तन्हा एक अजीब सा सूनापन से घिरा, लेकिन वो कहानियां हैं अब भी। तुम्हारा खाली कमरा तन्हा एक अजीब सूनापन से घिरा, लेकिन वो कहानियां अब भी तुम्हारी शांत कोमल विनम्र उपस्थिति का एहसास लिए। माँ, तुम्हारी चुप्पी को सुनना सीख लिया है। तुम्हारी मुस्कुराहट के दिए मेरे अंधेरे को रोशन करती हैं हर पल, और तुम्हारी अमूल्य कहानियां मैं उसे स्नेह के साथ अपनी बच्ची को सुनाती हूँ, और तुम्हारी अमूल्य कहानियां मैं उसी स्नेह के साथ अपनी बच्ची को सुनाती हूँ, और चांद वैसे ही झांकता है, और चांद वैसे ही झांकता है। थैंक यू।
बहुत खूब मैम, बहुत खूब. Thanks for reading out in response to the Mildred Par's poem. So Mildred, thanks for inspiring. Thanks for giving a different touch, and it's really, so beautiful and really touching. And
I have another
everything is
poem
said.
if there is time.
Ma'am, I'm sorry. I'm afraid I could. You had to move on. Yes.
Fine.
So
fine.
thank you, Shalini ma'am. Thank you, Laxman
Thank
Rao
you so
sir.
much.
So is it over, sir? Hello.
So
Yeah, I wanted
now
to say a few words about Prasanna. Can I say a few words about Mildred's poem about
yes,
the
please,
other
please,
man?
please, sir. Please,
And you
please,
know how cleverly she, wove this thing so that you kept thinking she had another lover whom she was
correct,
remembering.
ma'am. That
And
was so.
yes, it was superb because I was thinking, oh, what a bold woman, and then you find it's the father, and it's true that we hardly write about our fathers. We write a lot about our mothers, but we don't really. And both Shalini and Mildred have spoken about the parent becoming weak. I think that is the saddest part of our life when we see our parents, becoming weak. And I want to be immortal so that my children don't keep on writing about me constantly. And thanks, Mildred. That was beautiful.
So
the way
excuse, sir.
poetry.
So excuse, sir. Prasanna, sir. Hello.
Sir.
So sorry for late.
Sorry,
I was unable to attend, sir. Could not attend
it's
due
okay,
to
sir. You cannot
some
interrupt
meeting is
my
going on there.
so just
Sir?
yeah.
शालिनी जी हवा गुनगुनाती है, हवा गुनगुनाती है. Yeah.
जी, जी.
Yeah.
That was a nice built-up Mildred. Really, it was suspense film, but yes, that was a known father. Like Roopali ma'am said, we too were in. It was intriguing. I would say, intriguing. Thank you, Mildred. Thank you for coming, and thank you for presenting a beautiful poem on father. Yes. Now let me call upon our next poet, who is he's something a beautiful singer and songwriter, and he writes on kids and he released 35 books. His name is Sridharan Parakode. Yes.
Am I audible?
Perfect, sir. Perfect.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Kumarji, and honorable poets. Mother is also about mother. Yeah. അമ്മയെന്നല്ലോ നമ്മൾ ആദ്യമായി കുഞ്ചിടുന്നു, അമ്മ തൻ കൈയാണല്ലോ ആട്ടുന്നത് ഞാലിന്മേൽ. കരയാൻ തുടങ്ങുമ്പോൾ ഓടി വന്നടുത്തെത്തും അമൃതാം അമ്മിഞ്ഞപ്പാലുണ്ടു നാം വളരുന്നു. കരയാൻ തുടങ്ങുമ്പോൾ ഓടി വന്നടുത്തെത്തും അമൃതാം അമ്മിഞ്ഞപ്പാലുണ്ടു നാം വളരുന്നു കരയിപ്പിക്കാനുള്ള മക്കളായി മാറാതെ നാം ഇരവും പകലും കാക്കുകിലെല്ലാമായി. Okay. And mother, why we cry on our arrival here? I don't know. Why we cry on our arrival here? I don't know. Was it that her hand used as the swing for the melodious lullaby? Was it that her hand used as the swing for the melodious lullaby? So, is it the duty of the children? So, is it the duty of the children to take care of the mother day and night from harshness and hostility? From harshness and hostility. Thank you very much.
Again, with a beautiful song to begin with, and that's really again on mother. Yes, it is duty of children, kids to look after mother, and it's a responsibility, it's a prime responsibility, I would say.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sridhar and sir. Thank you for coming. Laxman Rao, sir.
So I would like to give you a chance, here. Cool. Thanks a lot. So, like, I will not go with the mother, father at all. Like, I would like to go with my the poet in me. Okay. So I'd like to give just a prelude to my poem, like what Roopali ma'am has given. Like when I say about the poet in me, like I'd like to bring in a new term altogether. I don't know if I have versed or coined this word, wordsmith. If we have goldsmith, coppersmith, blacksmith, why not a wordsmith? You know what? So here I come with onto the wordsmith. Okay. Well, here it goes. Onto the wordsmith. Well, it's a sonnet form and pattern. And unless if I don't post it here, you will not be able to know the pattern and all. But again, like I'll just recite it. On to the wordsmith. You are a weaver of views and inscriptor of insight, versifier of verses and an ardent author of poem, worth the whimsical worship and evaluator of its value, as you are the mystical mystic and a maven magician. I'm calling this poet as a mystical mystic and a maven magician. The reason is like he brings in all these sort of words and all, and he tries to bring in a thought and its process all together, and he tries to view all the factors into his verses. So that's how I try to describe him here: mystical mystic and a maven magician. Okay, you have an acumen, a way to transcend your thoughts beyond the boundaries of physical sphere of existence, and traverse as in sound waves as verses are burst beneath the burial breath of unseen, unrealistic dream. On the onset of every thoughtful thought, thought of, this intuition that activates the portal of creativity. This intuition that activates the portal of creativity. Be blessed that you are the chosen one, as you are unaware through its transition as a vessel of verse where you come from. Through its transition as a vessel of verse where you come from. So here I mean to say, like you are a vessel, you are in transition mode, that you are bringing a verse out of nowhere to something and somewhere. So that's how I'm describing you. Well, as I conclude in the couplet here, you are smitten, rather seduced by the magnificent muse. You are smitten, rather seduced by the magnificent muse. As you vent your voice, you are given consent to express. As you vent your voice, you are given consent to express. So that's how my sonnet.
Brilliant, sir. As always, I get to alive. I always imagine your words. You are really a wordsmith, and particularly.
In fact, like I brought this my the publications also as wordsmith publishers.
Yeah. That was really remarkable. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Wonderful.
Thanks a lot.
Now
Sir.
let me go. Thank you. Thanks for me.
So I'll be happy if
now-
Roopali ma'am has something to say for.
Yes, definitely.
It's like
Ma'am, that is
taking the judgment from.
No, I don't want to say anything. You stun me. Overwhelming poetry. Lovely
Cool, man.
listening to you.
Yeah. So this is what ignites me, man. This sort of concepts ignite me a lot. Like I move around the poet and his poetry. So I create an atmosphere of myself, the poet, and me. So most oftenly I'll be on this sphere of thought.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. On that note, thank you, Roopali ma'am. Let's move on to our next poet, who is equally a research. I mean, I'm phrasing this using same words. Maybe yes, sir, straight away call upon Dr. Where she has gone. I mean, she was, yeah, she's there. Paramita Sarangi. Professor Paramita Sarangi. Yes.
Yes,
Go
thank
ahead.
you, Prasanna. Start my poem, Mirror. I am audible?
Perfect, ma'am. Perfect, perfect.
Thank you. Title Mirror. Who was she? Whom I can see in the mirror of my house every day. Sometimes familiar, sometimes unknown. Her inside emptiness was felt deep inside me also. Really? Someone need words to break up? I used to watch her across the mirror with lots of faith and disbelief as well. Still, the words remain unspoken. She was like a virgin letter that is not sent in the post. Her inner voice was judged. Does ever a reflection smile? Then how she feels my sorrows? How she touches my words and keeps on searching my silence in her poetry? Tomorrow, when a new dawn will peep from the curtains with lots of new understandings, I will also suffer in search of new touch of my words. The sorrows will end like salt in water coming out of the eyes. And I kept on wondering who was she in the mirror. I kept on wondering who was she in the mirror. Was it me? Thank you, Prasanna. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. I love your smile, ma'am, because you keep smiling. You're always sitting. But yes, thank you. Thanks for coming and thanks for presenting your beautiful poem. And please do, and I mean, it's like
Romantic
I
poems.
mean, yeah, Roopali ma'am, would you like to react on? No, okay, okay, thank you. Okay. Anyways, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Paramita, ma'am. Thank you. Now let me jump onto our very active and where she is now. I mean, she is everywhere. I mean, she's been a guest of honor every here and there. I mean, she is a star of Tripura, creative Tripura. In fact, I would say Sujatha Paul. Yes.
I also
Whom
follow
I
her.
fondly call her Shri.
Queen of Riddles.
Thank you very much, dear brother Prasanna, for inviting me. And I would like to show my regards, convey my regards to everyone, that is all the dignitaries here, present here. And now I will be reading out my two simple and small poems. The first poem entitled In Your Absence. The city might look shining, looking fine, the multi-storied building, the and restaurants, the giant-sized factories, the four-walled gyms. But all these seem awesome for in absence of fresh air, the greenness of yours, we feel suffocated. What is the use of all this if they can't provide comfort instead of giving short-time luxuries? Hence, we feel your absence strongly to live and let our next generation live. Afforestation is needed, definitely. And the second one, entitled Mom. Again, Mom. Mom, how could you stay so cool and silent in heaven, dear? Keeping your affectionate daughters here? You know, in my existence as well, feelings only you reign everywhere. Without your magical touch and extreme affection, your darling is just like a weary fighter. You know well, I have worshipped you even more than any goddess. Then why you had gone so earlier, leaving your princess? Either appear or take your doll to her sweetheart. Otherwise, share your daughter's oil and oars stayed close to her heart. Thank you very much.
Beautiful, Didi, beautiful. Thank you for Roopali ma'am. Yes, Roopali ma'am
Yes.
is.
Oh my God. Sujatha lives in a part of India which is very verdant and green, and she's in the northeast of India. So I can understand your very close connection with nature, and I have read all your, that you write, and of course, you yourself are a star like Prasanna. You call us all on your forum and make us read our poems. You're like a puppeteer. But yes, the forest needs to be taken care of. And I have seen in your poetry, you're very, very concerned about ecology. And since you're a teacher, I'm sure you convey uh, all the problems of climate change and the devastation that is taking around. And we hope that our younger generation will now carry out, what, it's so sad that we're asking our children to repair what we have damaged. It's unbelievable, that we have the guts to do that. We are telling the young, we are teaching them that look, we have destroyed the earth. Now you replant it for us. Thank you, Sujatha. I mean, your contribution is tremendous. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
No doubt, undoubtedly, your contribution is remarkable. And yes, please keep coming. And this is a platform where we could just not only read out poems or display our, this thing, but creative skills or whatever it is, but we really, discuss serious issues. Yes, thank you, Didi. Thanks for coming. Thanks for presenting your two beautiful poems.
Thank you, Prasanna.
Thank you, Didi. Now let me call upon our poet who is a retired banker, and he's better off. Yes, Gangalaxmi Patnaik, ma'am. His name is Shyama Prasad Patnaik.
Thank you, Prasannaji, and good evening, everyone. I express my gratitude to the entire team of Hotel Brains for giving me such an opportunity to place my poem. So here is my poem. The title of my poem is Solicit Love and Generosity. Future is unseen, ambivalent, but this day, forthwith, quite certain. Never wait for future. Express love, solicit, and promise instantaneous. Beg excuse, saying sorry for follies you might have committed. Hold her tight, giving hypnotic hug. Intensely kiss your beloved. Affirm whispering into her ears, plentiful love and unbound affection. Love is eternal, sublime, and supreme, draws you near omnipotent. Love, unseen though, travels at supersonic space through her soul. Preserve enchanting moments of euphorial acceleration spent with your paramour. So actually, my poem is divided into two parts. One is dedicated to my beloved, and second one half is dedicated to the general mass. The second stanza, the second part is now it goes. Your generous, empathetic, philanthropic activities should emanate smiles on millions. Help someone who needs your instant support to wipe out worries. Let humanity cherish your fond memories evermore in future annals. Tomorrow may not come in your life, so act illustrious. Try to accomplish today's set goals before reclining to pillows. No one knows what would happen tonight or next dawn. You may not survive tomorrow's aurora and rising glorious sun. And that is the end of my poem. Thank you all for listening and watching. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for presenting your beautiful poem, and that was a tribute to your better off to, and for masses as well. Divided into two parts, but yes, beautifully woven. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Sema Professor Patnaik, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for coming. Now let me call upon the one who is where is she? How this? Yes. Now next I would like the one who I would like to call upon is yet again very close to heart, and we really I have no words to describe her in their activeness, be it in writing, be it in physical activities or whatever it is, and she's she's very close. I would say her name is Sushila Gangwani. Yes. वेलकम मैम पधारिए आप माइक आपका है अभी धन्यवाद
थैंक यू नमस्कार मेरी आवाज आ रही है के कुमार जी
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल मैम आपके
नमस्कार आप सभी को द फर्टाइल ब्रेन्स के मंच पर उपस्थित सभी आदरणीय गुणीजनों को मेरा प्यार भरा नमस्कार और साथ ही साथ में के कुमार जी को मैं बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद व्यक्त करती हूँ जिन्होंने मुझे इस लाइव शो के लिए आमंत्रित किया। तो फागुन मास में अभी 2-3 दिन रह गए हैं, तो ज्यादा समय न लेते हुए मैं अपनी फागुन पर लिखी हुई रचना रिसाइट करूंगी। एक्चुअली ये एक गीत है, वैसे मैं ज्यादातर गजल और कविताएं लिखती हूँ, पर मैंने ये एक फागुन पर गीत अभी कुछ दिनों पहले लिखा है। तो उम्मीद करती हूँ आप सबको मेरा ये गीत पसंद आए। रिसाइट करती हूँ, गाकर गुनगुनाने की कोशिश करती हूँ अपना गीत। सुनो री सखी मोहे बहुत ही भाए आया प्यारा सा फागुन का महीना हो आया प्यारा सा फागुन का महीना। सुनो री सखी मोहे बहुत ही भाए आया प्यारा सा फागुन का महीना हो आया प्यारा सा फागुन का महीना। और सखी रंग जाए प्रेम के रंग में और सखी रंग जाए प्रेम के रंग में कि मौसम आया है मधुमाती राग का। ओ पिया याद आए मोहे नींद न आए मोरी बिग जाए असवन से चुनरिया हो मोरी बिग जाए असवन से चुनरिया। तन के संग सन संग मन मोरा भीगा मन के संग संग मन मोरा भीगा कि दिन आया सोहाना पिया के मिलन का। ओ लाज से धक धक धड़के जिया जो ही पास आवत सांवरिया हो, जो ही पास आवत सांवरिया। ये उत्सव है अपनेपन और प्रेम रस का। ये उत्सव है अपनेपन और प्रेम रस का। रंग तो बहाना है सजना को छूने का। पपीहा भी गाए अपनी मीठी धुन सुनाए, आया मौसम सजने और संवरने का। आया मौसम सजने और संवरने का। भर पिचकारी सजना ने मारी, भर पिचकारी सजना ने मारी, के रंग गई रंग से मोरी नई नई चुनरिया। मन मोरा डोले मैं तो चलूं होले होले, मैं तो प्रेम में हो गई बावरिया हो, मैं तो प्रेम में हो गई बावरिया। राजे दिल खोल दो, छेड़ो तराना बातों का। राजे दिल खोल दो, छेड़ो तराना बातों का। भुला दो गिले शिकवे, मौसम प्रेम बरसाने का। रंग दो पिया को प्यार के रंग में, के फागे बहार खिला है दिलों का। ओ आज फागे बहार खिला है दिलों का। हो और सखियां नाचे गाए, मौसम मन भर जीने का। और सखी नाचे गाए, मौसम मन भर जीने का। के उत्सव है प्रेम के गीत गुनगुनाने का। वो जल्दी करो अब देर ना करो, कहीं दूर न जाए फिर सांवरिया हो, कहीं दूर न जाए फिर सांवरिया। थैंक यू के कुमार प्रसन्ना जी। मंच पर उपस्थित सभी सखियों का, सभी मित्रों का, सभी दोस्तों का, आदरणीय गुणीजनों का बहुत बहुत आभार। द पटेल ग्रुप्स का फिर एक बार धन्यवाद, आभार।
What a beautiful and sonorous and mellifluous rendition, ma'am. क्या बात है, एकदम दिल को छू गया। शालिनी मैम के पास जाना चाहूंगा और उनका राय लेना चाहूंगा, उनका रिएक्शन लेना चाहूंगा। शालिनी मैम, if she is there, Shalimni ma'am turned off her mic. Francisca would be Francisca. How would you like to go? I mean, would you like to react?
I like it. I love the music because the
Yeah.
music brings a lot of spirit to our souls. When you listen to this music, it's like something inside of us, it
Yeah.
calls back from deep in our spirits, deep in our hearts, deep in our souls. So when I
Yeah.
hear poetry and I hear music also with it, I feel very, very wonderful because
Thank
it
you.
just brings so much. Thanks.
Amazing,
Thank you, ma'am.
amazing.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you, Francisca. Thank you. Thanks for your reaction on the feedback of Sushila Gangani ma'ams. सुशीला जी धन्यवाद आने के लिए और प्रस्तुत करने के लिए आपकी वो उम्दा गाइड बहुत को
Thank you.
Now let me go jump to the Icelands where I could just have the sweetness of apples from the sweet voice of the sweet voice of Aftab Tariq. Aftab, go ahead. Turn on your mic, please. Please turn on your mic.
Am I visible?
Yes. No, you're not visible, but yes, you're audible.
Okay. I feel too much pleasure that you all have given me a chance to present one of my poems. And today I feel it's raining Mother's Love. So I too have written a poem. And the name of my poem is My Mother and Memories. Because my mother died when I was only 2 or 4 years old. And I'm still having the flashback. And I remember my mother. And this is the poem that has just come out from my heart. And now I want to recite it in front of you. Okay, the title of my poem is My Mother and Memories. Today while walking on a road, I had a flashback, a beautiful memory, when my mother used to visit her parental home. Was just 3 then, a faint lovely memory, when she used to ride me on her shoulders. She often used to visit there during autumn, when trees had shed their leaves. These trees remind me of her presence, when she used to have rest under them. The yellowish soiled road, a beautiful scenery, when the road looked bathed in turmeric, and those my childish activities only questions. She with smile on her lips, explaining everything. Those horse carts with their bell sounds, it reminds me of her presence when I see them now. A pond by the road seemed to me an ocean then, that used to be flocked with ducks and swans. Oh, beautiful memory. Oh, beautiful world, how fast you slipped and left me grown up with worries and worries. Thank you.
Wow, Aftab, kya baat. Really, it's really touching, and the way you delivered it, I mean, so beautiful, so beautiful. I mean, I have no
Sir,
words.
if I'm given a chance, I want to recite another one of my.
Please go ahead. Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
I'll feel. Thank you, sir. Thank you. So okay, sir. Just wait a while. Okay, so this poem is on. You may see on my stars on my woman too, and the title of my poem is "Oh Dear Woman." Oh, the daughter of you, the beautiful mother, the creature of absolute creation, the incarnation of absolute bliss, the illumination of this universe, the queen of infinite lovely world. The atom is you, the Sita of Ram, the Cleopatra, the Helen of Troy. You bring up prophets, nurture the saints. You Rani Jhansi, the Mumtaz of Shahijan. What not you are, what not you wear. Why then to stand this crown? Why then to joke thyself to lose it? How could you forget your first home, you and Adam's haven, the eternal world? Who then the bloody foe? Who then the bloody foe, jealousy of thy dignity, dragged out you here to dishonor you? How can you forget the envious enemy? Oh yes, the bloody Lucifer, the Satan that still chase you unto here to seek that past vengeance
Thank you, Aftab. Equally, I mean, that was really precious. Two poems that you presented, so beautiful. Yes, but we couldn't hear you because of this technical sound issue, but yes, we love it. Thank you, Aftab. Thank you. Now let me call upon a poet who is.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Have you heard this poem? Have you listened to it?
No, but the last lines we couldn't, have, properly couldn't hear because of sound issue. It's like audio issue was there, and so, but yes, beautifully rendered, beautifully, the way you recited is so beautiful.
I want to comment from other poets too, whether they liked my poem or not.
Yes, I think Franchesa would be better in giving a feedback. Franchesa, would you like to go?
Oh, you said to give feedback for him? I really loved what I could see of the background, when he was speaking some, but I love the words because they sounded so like it was sort of like you were off in another place listening to him. Like you could go to another, even almost another dimension with his words, I would say. I mean, if you really listened close, you could hear many, many things in those words.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, Franchesa. Thank you, Aftab, and please do come. And you're such a beautiful writer. We always love to read out your, read it beautifully. You write.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you for being a part of this, the evening. And yes, now let me go across to our next poet. And the next poet who I would like to call upon is the one who is a culinary expert. She's is a writer as well, but yes, she is there on TV shows, and has her own TV show. She's from West Bengal. Her name is Millie Das. She's on platform. Millie Das, ma'am, kindly turn on your mic and video.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello.
Yes.
Actually, now I am traveling by train.
Okay.
Hello.
So you could not able to read, right?
This is very noise
Okay.
here. But you all are feeling disturbed here? The noise?
Sorry. Okay. Right.
Can you hear
Ma'am.
my
We
poetry?
understand. But we are afraid there is too much noise around. Too much noise.
Yes, this is too much noise. That is why I'll
Okay.
read after some time.
Sure, man. Thank you for taking, being part of this. Thank you. Okay, let me call upon our last poet, who is a, bilingual poet, and he's a songwriter, lyricist, English headmaster, or what do you call him? English teacher and headmaster as well. And he's, Renukuntla Murali, yes. Please
So
welcome,
good evening
sir.
all.
Good evening, sir.
So my title of the poem is Freedom, sir. Man is born with free. Man is born with free, but born with chains. But born with chains. As in the words of Rousseau, is probably appropriate in these days. Is probably appropriate in these days. Without freedom is like the dungeon of the prison. Without freedom is like the dungeon of the prison, and the parrot in the cage, and the body without head, and the body without head. Freedom is not to do anything. Freedom is not to do anything, but to do the correct thing as one's own will and wish, as one's own will and wish. Freedom is the oxygen of the human body. Freedom is the oxygen of the human body, and end is the life without any hindrances. And end is the life without any hindrances. Unless there is freedom, unless there is freedom, it is like the birds without wings. It is like the birds without wings, and the body without allow, and the body without allow. Freedom is not given. Freedom is not given or begging by begging, but fight and struggle without unity. Fight and struggle with unity for achieving the fundamental rights of the people. Rights of the people. People must have the right to speak. People must have right to speak, right to live, right to worship God as one's own desired religion, and right to exist happily without any obstacles and hindrances. There must be liberty. There must be liberty, equality, and fraternity for all the people, irrespective of caste, community, and region, religion, and gender. Where there is freedom, there women will be worshipped and live peacefully. Where there is freedom, there is unity in diversity. There is unity in diversity. Where there is freedom, there is a cool and calm life. As the moonlight, everyone can enjoy and fulfill their desires and live happily Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for this given opportunity.
Beautiful. Excellent.
Sir, could you kindly give me 1 minute, sir? I have written a Telugu lyric.
Please.
I
Go
would
ahead.
like to
Go
sing.
ahead, sir.
Sir. Okay, 1 minute. Just before I have written, sir, on the sun of God of sun, Surya Bhagavan. Aditya, oh Aditya, Aditya, oh Aditya, నీ వెలుతురు లేకపోతే ఆదిత్య జనమంతా చీకటే ఆదిత్య జగమంతా చీకటే ఆదిత్య ఆదిత్య ఓ ఆదిత్య ఆదిత్య ఓ ఆదిత్య జీవకోటి సర్వానికి ఆదిత్య వెలుగునిచ్చేది నీవయ్యా జీవకోటి సర్వానికి ఆదిత్య వెలుగునిచ్చేది నీవయ్యా అఖండ జ్యోతివై ఆదిత్య ప్రాణశక్తినిస్తున్నావు ఆదిత్య ప్రాణశక్తినిస్తున్నావు ఆదిత్య ఆదిత్య ఓ ఆదిత్య ఆదిత్య ఓ ఆదిత్య నీ వెలుతురు లేకపోతే ఆదిత్య జగమంతా చీకటే ఆదిత్య జగమంతా చీకటే ఆదిత్య ఉషోదయ కిరణాలు ఆదిత్య నూతనోత్సవిస్తుంది ఆదిత్య ఉషోదయ కిరణాలు ఆదిత్య నూతనోత్సవిస్తుంది ఆదిత్య భక్త కోటి జనము ఆదిత్య యజ్ఞయాగాదులు చేస్తుంటారు ఆదిత్య ఓ ఆదిత్య ఆదిత్య ఓ ఆదిత్య So thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Oh my
It's
God.
written on the God's sun, sir. How sun is giving lights, how he rises, how he sets. I have to just before. It is a lyric of song of at least 5 stanzas, sir. I have sung only two of them. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Mitra Ravi Shurya Bhanu Kaga Shurya. Mitra Ravi Shurya
You're such a joyful poet.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your blessings, sir. This is my
Always,
grace of God and you.
Always.
Thanks, sir. Thank you very much.
Wonderful, the sense of joy that you have in presenting your poetry.
Thanks, sir.
And
Thank you
both
very
of them
much.
so relevant, especially the one on freedom. Especially the one
Thank
on
you, sir.
freedom, because we are very, very fortunate to be living in a free country. Otherwise, there are many parts of the world where
Thanks, sir.
people are, do not have freedom, and there is so much of, torture and suffering and so on. And we must reach out and see that, the world is borderless. Thank you so much. Very powerful. And,
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you
and
very
I
much.
love the joy that you present.
Thank you very much, man. Thank you very much, all of you. Thank you very much for your blessings.
That was
Thank you, sir.
amazing.
Thank you.
That was amazing.
Thank you, Rani. Thank you, Roopali ma'am. That brings us to the end of our today's evening with, reading with Fatal Brains. Yes, I should present mine too. Yes. As everyone reading out on mother, so I should go out.
Thank
My
you for having
mother.
me, Mark.
Wait. My mother. Yes, you are my mother. How could I describe you with my limited power? Yet, how could I not express my gratitude? I paint you with my words on the canvas. I could make a tribute by chiseling heart into trays of your sacrifice. Those little things that were dismissed to bring me up to make a figure to reckon with. Whatever I am, a reflection of your dream and aim. Yes, you are my mother. Oh, mother. Oh, mother. Make the room always in your womb for me ever, even the life after and after. I intend to be born, resting on the bosom, you being as my mother, my mother, my mother. Thank you for inspiring me to read out.
So beautiful, Prasanna. Very nice.
Thank you, ma'am. And thank you, my Franchesa. Thank you, Renu sir. Thank you, Shalini ma'am. Thank you, Shyama Prasad sir. Thank you, Isaac. Thank you, Mili ma'am. Ganga, Sridharan sir, Shyama sir. Thank you, Ronnie. Thank you. Meet you on next week.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Prasanna. Thank you for a beautiful and touching poem.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Thank you
being
for your nice
with
nice
all you
program.
when you stick throughout, and
Thank you,
that is
Varna.
so
Thank you, sir.
so
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Nice.
Thank you, everyone.